The stillness of night holds a peculiar power over the human mind. At 2:59 a.m., the world is shrouded in darkness, and most souls are deep in unconscious slumber. It is a time when reality blurs at the edges, when shadows seem to breathe and the silence is not empty, but alive. There is an unspoken rule whispered among those who have experienced the depths of nocturnal dread. Never answer the phone at 2:59 a.m. You may wonder why this hour, why this warning? The answer lies buried deep in the collective fears that haunt humanity, woven from countless stories, urban legends, and chilling accounts that have surfaced both in fiction and in the trembling recollections of real people. For the phone call at 2:59 a.m. is not merely a disruption, it is an invitation, and those who accept it may find themselves drawn into a nightmare from which waking offers no escape. Consider the tales. An elderly woman, alone in her bed, awakened by the shrill ring of her telephone. She answers, her voice trembling, only to hear static and a distant whisper. Each night, the calls come closer, the voice grows clearer. She clings to the receiver, desperate for answers, but the conversation leads her to a revelation so chilling, it shatters the boundaries between the living and the dead. This story, immortalized in the 1964 Twilight Zone episode Night Call, is but one thread in a vast tapestry of terror spun around the late-night call. But fiction is not the sole domain of these horrors. Real-life experiences echo the same dread. One person recalls the moment their phone rang at an unholy hour, the caller ID displaying their mother's name. Relief turns to confusion as the conversation spirals into a sequence of repeated phrases, emotionless and mechanical. The familiar voice, stripped of warmth, becomes a mask for something unnatural. The atmosphere in the room thickens with fear and the sense of danger is palpable. The call, once a conduit for comfort, morphs into a harbinger of the unknown. Across continents, urban legends have flourished around such calls. In Nigeria, whispers circulate about the red numbers. Answering a call from these mysterious numbers, especially in the depths of night, is said to bring instant harm. Brain hemorrhages, sudden death. Though unsubstantiated, these stories persist, a testament to the primal fear of being contacted by something unfathomable while the world sleeps. The phone, a symbol of connection and safety during daylight, becomes an instrument of dread when the hour turns dark. Why should the time matter? Why does 2:59 a.m. carry such weight? It is the liminal hour, teetering on the edge between night and morning, the last gasp before the world begins to stir. It is an hour steeped in vulnerability, when the mind is most susceptible to suggestion and the boundaries between what is real and what is imagined are at their thinnest. Psychology has shown that the human brain, deprived of sleep and caught unaware, is prone to fear and confusion. The simple act of answering the phone can become a ritual, a doorway to things best left unexplored. The stories all share a common thread. The call is never benign. It may begin innocently, a wrong number, a crackling line, a familiar voice. Yet beneath the surface, something is not right. Words repeat with unnatural precision, laughter echoes with a hollow timbre, and sometimes there is only silence, heavy and expectant. The urge to respond is overwhelming, but it is precisely this response that seals one's fate. For the caller is rarely someone you know. More often, it is something else. Something that understands your fears, your secrets, your weaknesses. The psychological impact of these midnight calls cannot be underestimated. Anxiety surges as your heart pounds in your chest, your mind racing with possibilities. Is it an emergency? Is someone in danger, or is it simply a prank, a wrong number in the dead of night? The uncertainty gnaws at you, and the urge to answer grows stronger. But those who have done so speak of consequences, of nightmares that linger, of voices that echo long after the call has ended, of a sense of being watched, followed, marked. There are accounts of people who, after answering such calls, find themselves plagued by strange occurrences. The lights flicker inexplicably, cold drafts sweep through closed rooms, and shadows move with intent. The sense of being alone is replaced by the overwhelming feeling that someone, or something, is present. Technology, once a shield, becomes a conduit for terror. The line between the digital and the supernatural blurs, leaving the victim trapped in a waking nightmare. Skeptics may dismiss these stories as mere coincidence, the product of overactive imaginations fueled by sleep deprivation and the natural eeriness of the night. Yet the consistency of the accounts, the recurring motifs across cultures and decades, suggest something deeper. Whether born of psychological vulnerability or something truly inexplicable, the fear is real and it is powerful. What should you do if the phone rings at 2:59 a.m.? The advice is simple yet profound. Let it ring. Let the sound echo through the darkness unanswered. For in refusing to engage, you deny whatever waits on the other end the power to reach you. Resist the compulsion to seek answers, to find comfort or explanation. Accept that some mysteries are best left unsolved, some doors best left closed. The next time you find yourself awake in the dead of night, remember that you are not alone in your fear. Generations have listened to the same ringing, felt the same chill, faced the same choice. The stories, both fictional and real, serve as warnings. The world is not as safe as it seems when the sun sets. The mundane becomes sinister, and the familiar can mask the face of the unknown. Never answer the phone at 2:59 a.m. Do not invite what waits in the darkness into your life. For some calls are not meant to be answered, and some voices are not meant to be heard. The terror of the unknown is a lesson written into every unsettling story, every trembling recollection, every urban legend whispered in the shadows. The night is long, and its secrets are vast. Trust in the silence, and let it protect you. As the final minute before 3 o'clock ticks by, as your phone vibrates with possibility, remember, not all connections are meant to be made. Let the ring fade into oblivion, and hold fast to the comfort of your own heartbeat. For in the darkness, some mysteries are safer left untouched, and some calls are best left unanswered.